It's Lake City Rock 107.3 WRSW. AC here with a special guest down at the Brant's Support the Troops Freedom Rally. We have Rich Wyatt from American Guns on the Discovery Channel joining us. Rich, thanks for taking time out to talk to us today.
Hey, AC, thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it. It's great to be here in Indiana out at Brant's Harley-Davidson. We are going to have a blast tomorrow. They got 20 bands, and Jackal's here. We're going to have a great time. It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, so you're the owner of Gunsmoke Guns, which was featured in the TV show American Guns on the Discovery Channel, as we said a few moments ago. And I actually I have a bone to pick with you, Rich, first off.
Shoot, brother, shoot.
Because I saw an episode of the show where you guys made a diamond-plated gun for your wife, right?
Well, it was that was 12 carats of diamond on the gun, and the gun was silver-plated, and it was for my wife's anniversary. It was a bad-to-the-bone gun.
Well, when my wife saw that, though, she wanted to start researching what she could put diamonds on. And that got me in a little bit of trouble because now everything she wants has to have diamonds on it, Rich.
Well, AC, I'm sorry. All I can tell you is you got to man up and get her a 45 with diamonds on it. I'll be happy to build it, brother. You just got to pay the tab.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm just a poor radio guy, but you guys do build a lot of guns out there at Gunsmoke too. What are some of the more inventive guns that you've been able to take care of and building out there?
We've made so much cool stuff. Probably the best thing I ever did was an adaptive rifle for a soldier who was blown up in Iraq, and his right side of the body was paralyzed. And we built an adaptive hunting rifle that got him back out into the field with his father hunting again, and made him a little more whole. And this guy went overseas and fought for our country. What a hero that he was, Nick Orchowski. And when we built that gun, it was just such a wonderful time for us. My family out shooting and his family with us, and both of us had 5-year-old daughters at the time, and they both shot their first gun that day together, and that was probably the best of what we did. Now, we did build some cool stuff too, AC.
Yeah.
We built a 9/11 tribute shotgun that a New York City fireman that was there at September 11th, of course, working that day. We built it for him, and we mounted it to the handlebars of his Harley so he could shoot it while he was riding it.
Wow, that's some pretty crazy stuff.
It was pretty interesting, and of course I try this stuff out first myself and make sure it works, and I was a little worried about it not because we mounted it to the handlebars, and it had a little scabbard. You'd pull it out, sling it over your shoulder, and clamp it into the bars, and then you could fire it right from there. And that was cool, but it didn't touch the coolness of building those guns for the wounded veterans. I mean, that stuff is the best, and that's what Tunnels to Towers does. That's the organization that brought me out here today, and they've given us the honor of going back to Walter Reed Hospital and meeting the guys. I first met Taylor, who's a quad amputee that's going to be here tomorrow, Navy guy, and I first met him at Walter Reed Hospital when the Steve Stiller Tunnels to Tower organization brought us out there. And you think you're going out there to build these spirits up on these guys and lift them up, but when you leave, if you're a true American, man, they built you up, and they made you feel proud to be an American for what they've given for us in this country. And I think that's what this is about at Brant's tomorrow. Are you coming out, AC, tomorrow?
I'm going to be there for a little while. I'm bringing my boys out and everything. I want them to get the full experience.
Good. Well, I would love to meet them. What we're going to do tomorrow, we're going to be Americans. We're going to be riding American Iron, Harley-Davidsons. We're going to be listening to classic rock and roll bands. Jackal, Jesse from Jackal is going to be out here. He's got a TV show, Full Throttle Saloon, and we're going to blow it out and have a lot of fun. At 11 o'clock, we're going on a ride. If you want to be on that ride, you probably ought to be here maybe by 10 to get registered. And then when we come back, the bands are going to kick off, and we're going to get some American pie and rock and roll and guns, and who knows what else we're going to do out here, AC. But the bottom line is we're going to honor some true American heroes, and we're going to have a great time doing it.
Now, let me ask you this about honoring the heroes, because I mean, what can you really say to these guys besides thank you? I mean, they've paid in some cases the ultimate price, losing limbs or whatever. I mean, how do you say thank you? It's just because I know I'm going to have to explain it to my sons on this. What is the best way you've found to do that?
You know what? I took my kids to this stuff at Walter Reed Hospital, and my kids learned so much being there, and just saying thank you to those people, walking up and saying thank you for your service, that's enough. That makes them feel so good inside. But then if you can just have a conversation with these guys and just talk to them about stuff, like you talked about radio if they're interested in that, or I talked about guns or TV or whatever it may be, they just love that. And my daughter, she was 5. My daughter Brooke, she's 7 now. The first time she went to Walter Reed, she was looking at one of Taylor's friends, Travis Mills, and he had this, this plastic arm, and he just made it a joke and said, say go right, and his hand started to turn to the right when she said go right, and then he said say go left, and she said go left, and the hand started to turn to the left, and he made it human. And see, here's the thing, this guy went over there and fought for us and came back and didn't have arms and legs. He couldn't hug his children like I can hug mine and you can hug yours, brother. Yeah. And so if we can just be appreciative and do whatever it is we can do, if somebody comes over here, the Tunnels to Towers organization's here, you come over here, I'd like to take a picture with you, autograph whatever you want. If you can afford to throw $20 in a bucket for them so we can build some of these homes, that's the stuff that means something to these guys. When they get that return on their investment, and their investment was they gave it themselves, and now if we can just give a little back. If everybody listening tomorrow could come over here, whether you're a biker or not, you come over here and meet us and take a picture by the 343 bike. They got a custom Twin Towers 343 designates the number of firemen that were killed that day bike. And if you could just donate 5 or 10, have your children, AC, when they come, put a little of their money into the bucket. They'll appreciate doing that, and that's what we can do. That's how we can give back to these guys.
Yeah. Now, I mean, we're supporting the troops, and then Tunnels to Towers was, tell us a little bit of the story behind Stephen Siller and how Tunnels to Towers Foundation got started.
Well, Stephen was a fireman for the FDNY, and he was off duty, and when he found out what was going on, he got to the tunnels, and you couldn't get through. And he jumped off with his gear, and he ran from the tunnels to the towers and ran inside the first tower that got hit and went up there just like every fireman or military or cop would do. And they go in there, and he went in there to help people, and he gave his life to do that. And he was such a strong man that he did that not because it was his job, but because it was his calling. And so his brother and the rest of these guys that have gotten together, Rudy Giuliani is on the board of the foundation, and these guys got together and they've been building money and doing different things, building these homes and they built a school because Stephen was interested in that in Haiti when they had the problem down there. So this organization's far-reaching, but a small organization. And so that's why they need the money to continue to do these things in his good name. Because, all it takes for, as Edmund Burke once says, all it takes for evil to triumph is good men to do nothing. But Stephen Stiller was a good man, and he didn't do nothing. He did everything. And so we're just asking people to get up off their sofa tomorrow, come down here to Brandt's Harley-Davidson, enjoy the party that they're going to have. That's fun. Come here and meet Taylor Morris, the Navy guy who's a quad amputee, and his beautiful wife is here. Come here and meet those guys. And if you can afford to, if you can't, just come and say hi and thank you. But if you can afford to give something, dig deep and give whatever you can give tomorrow here at the Freedom Rally at Brandt's Harley-Davidson.
Yeah, I know. Even though it's at Brandt's Harley-Davidson, like you said earlier, this is about celebrating American heroes.
That's right.
It's there's going to be a lot of motorcycles there, and you don't have to be a motorcycle rider. You don't have to know anything about motorcycle culture to come out and support the troops, to support the heroes, and to enjoy some good rock and roll and just some great atmosphere.
That's right, AC. These are Americans, and, I joke about, having a Jap bike, but I don't care if you come on a Honda or a Yamaha or a Vespa. It doesn't matter. I don't care if you show up here in your Prius. I mean, I wouldn't drive one of those, but if you want to, come on down and give us your car. We'll put it to a good cause. I mean, let's do something for real Americans. Out of our pockets, let's give something. Even if you can't afford to do anything, just coming here and saying thank you to these men and women is very important. When they see this support, it really lights them up, and it gives them something great to think about because, man, a lot of times what they have to think about is bad, and we want to make them think about something good all day tomorrow.
Absolutely. So if you want to check out more on the Tunnel to Towers Foundations, go to tunnel2towers.org, and you can find out all about Tunnel to Towers. If you want to find out more about the Salute the Troops Freedom Rally, go to BrandtsHarley.com. Rich Wyatt from American Guns down in Wabash, thanks for taking the time to give us a call.
AC, AC, thank you. I look forward to meeting you and your kids tomorrow, and every other American here in Wabash. Come on by. Thanks so much for what you do, because it's important that you get the word out, and we appreciate that.
Hey, thank you so much, Rich. Make sure you check out that all out going on in Wabash tomorrow. It's AC for Lake City Rock 107.3 WRSW.